the reason I escaped from North Korea is when I selected to the pleasure squad when I was in North Korea.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I invite a special guest. Her name is
Cherie.
Cherie.
Young.
Oh, that's your English name?
Yes.
Cherie Young. Okay. Oh, I'm young too, like so young.
Oh.
And a lot of people call me young.
Young.
Anyways, yeah, she's from North Korea. So she's almost live like same city, like almost nearby to the city
you were
I
northern
live.
part of North Korea.
Yes. So we're going to talk about some her life stories and escapee stories through my YouTube video today. So please enjoy and stay tuned. So I'm going to ask question to her. So I already did some of question she had. So she's going to post that on her YouTube channel. So please go enjoy it and enjoy my YouTube channel. Okay, Cherie. Let's hear about your escapee story from North Korea.
Yeah, so I escaped from North Korea when I was 17. And the reason I escaped from North Korea is when I selected to the pleasure squad when I was in North Korea, and I passed all the examination and passed all the standard, right? And I signed up. Finally, I signed up the paper, and the officer who charged in pleasure squad from Pyongyang, he came to our city and he told me about, please, you need to, from now on, you need to be careful, right? You need to watch out what you meet people, and so that's why actually when I started working at the mayor's villa in my hometown, taking visa. So it's like a chodeso, right? So I started working from there. The reason was that before go to Pyongyang, before 1 month, they send me to there to work. So I started working there, and then I was so felt like I was in prison, because the villa was located on the mountain, and I was completely cut off from any life of outside of villa. I couldn't meet my family, and I couldn't see my relatives and friends. So I was so lonely, and I felt like, oh, what life is that, right? I was in I felt like I was in prison. So I decided to escape from the villa. So I escaped from the villa before go to Pyongyang, and escaped, and then I walked 2 hours to the mountain, and luckily I found the city, Hyryong city, and I walked 2 hours to get there. So I was so tired, and then my home was a little far away from where I was standing. So I slept over at my friend's house. So after I woke up, and I just I was so excited to see my family, right? So now I go to see my family, and then my friends, actually, she was so worried about me, and because I escaped from the mayor's villa, so she went outside and checked all the what's going on, and I actually bumped into her in her yard, and then she said, "Where are you going?" So I said, I go to see my family. I'm going home." And then she said, "You know what? You cannot go home right now." So I said, like, I asked her why not, and she said, now right now like 400 soldiers are chasing you, right? You like they are like, or they are looking for you on the border, and then even prosecutors, they are looking for you, right? Searching for you every home. So that's why I had to hide myself. So I hid it from different person's house, and I just like, at that time I felt like, what I am doing here, you know, there's no hope, you know. And then I waited for 3 months there, like until this situation get better. I thought it's time goes by, then the situation will get better. That's what I thought, but the situation never get better. So that's why I hit it a lot, like kimchi seller.
Kimchi seller.
You know, the North Korea has a like accommodation regulations. So there's a like middle of the night, the security officer come to your house without notice and check if any strangers are sleeping in your house, right?
Yeah.
North Korea, they have accommodation regulations. So that the person who helped me to hide, they said like, we are scared, right? So we cannot help you anymore. And yeah, actually it was really dangerous helping me to hide. So that's why I actually hide into the kimchi cellar where we kimchi storing, right, under the ground.
Yeah.
So I hid it there 1 month almost, and then I got so sick, but I couldn't go to hospital. Once I got out of the kimchi cellar, then I will be sent to prison right away. And if I still like, if I hit it kimchi cellar, then I will be dead, you know.
So do you made do you make the way to go visit your family, or you didn't?
I couldn't.
You couldn't. So how you just escape? Or you just hide the kimchi, like what's that called? Kimchi the
kimchi.
cave, right? So you hide the cave, kimchi cave. So you stay there how many? Like how long?
1 month.
So you stay there in kimchi cave like 1 month? Oh my god. Wow. Where? In China or in North Korea?
In North Korea.
In North Korea. Oh my god. Because you want to escape from the Plaza Squad. Oh my gosh.
But at the time, I didn't know like my escaping from villa and like rejecting go to pleasure squad, dangerous crime. I didn't actually. I had no idea.
That reason you made it to escape from North Korea, or
That's the reason.
That's the reason. So you escaped by yourself?
Yeah, by myself.
By yourself. Wow. How about like your family lives here now?
So once I escaped, also my family fled.
Flight?
Also escaped
Too. Oh, wow. So how long have you been to China?
I had been there 3.5 years.
3.5 years.
With my family.
That's a long time. What do you do there? Do you work or?
I worked and my mom worked too.
Oh, your mom worked. You didn't get scared because if you caught by policemen, you will sent back to China, right? Do you have any relatives in China? Just your family?
We did, not relatives, but we had a friends, like my father's friends, business people. But actually we living in Yeonggil, Yeonggil area is at the time it was too dangerous, right? So that's why we went to Cheongdo, Qingdao. So Yeah, we actually live there, and I lived there with my family, and we worked. My mom worked as well. My sister also worked as well. But
What kind of job do you guys have at the time?
it's a clothing company.
Clothing company. Wow.
So it's like living in China actually is very dangerous.
It is.
So every time we we are scared of capturing, right?
Wow. How you come to America? What process?
So when I was in China, I really wanted to come to the US. I watched the American movies when I was in North Korea, and also my father influenced on me. So I really wanted to come to the US, but at the time, US government didn't accept North Korean people as refugees. So, but one day I saw news that America started accepting North Korean people as refugees. So 6 people actually, that was the first group, entered the US. So I was so surprised and so excited. Wow, now it's time I can go to the US.
Yes.
So I left to China, and then from China I went to Thailand. So Thailand, and then we actually, first time when we left to China, it was go to South Korea, right? So also our group had 5 people, and they wanted to go to South Korea. So once we arrived at Thailand, and I just want to go to US. I didn't want to go to South Korea. So I told my sister, let's take a bus to get to the Bangkok, capital city of Thailand.
Do you use the broker or you just know where you're going?
So when I left from China, there was a broker. But once we arrived at Thailand, then you have to find your own
Oh, it's
way,
the same
right?
way to me. So you went to Cheongdo and Gyeongmyeong and the banana farms. Do you know about banana farms?
I don't know.
I have good memories of banana farms.
No, I actually even though every broker has a different way, because it's it's dangerous. So maybe different. Yeah.
Even the same city is different way. So how many interviews do you go through?
Interview actually. So once I arrived at Thailand, and then I was thinking, how can I go to America, right? So I came up the plan that I'm going to go to US Embassy, and the US Embassy was on Bangkok, in Thailand. So we went to Bangkok, and then I took a taxi to get to the US Embassy, and so I asked asylum there. So actually, first time I was the first person, North Korean people, who came to the U.S. Embassy and asked immigrant to the United States. So the process was so fast. They actually provide.
How long you was there?
In 1 month, they say you go to America in 1 month.
Oh,
so
that's nice.
The process was so fast.
That's so fast.
But
they don't get ready.
After 20 days, North Korean people started having information, right? US just started accepting North Korean people. So they first time they wanted to go to South Korea, and then some people they changed their mind, and then they went to the US Embassy and they wanted to immigrate to the United States. That's how. So people, their case and my case, that's why I had to wait for 7 months. So total 12 people we came to the US. I was a second group.
You were a second group. Okay. So, what city you arrived first?
Syracuse, New York.
New York?
New York State.
So how long have you been in New York? I mean, New York is very top living. like the living situation and like all the environments and people are different and they're just, I don't know, it's just different than like Denver, I think. I've been in New York several times.
Oh, really?
But I feel very differently. So how was New York? So you live in New York whole time?
Not whole time, but you know, like New York or whatever, more other state, Denver. First time, like what I had struggled was like culture difference and language barrier. So you need to work, right, in order to make a living. So I had to find a job, and like, so my first job was Korean and Japanese restaurant, and that's my first job. And just like culture difference was very difficult for me to adjust, and yeah, and like still like language barrier. So like I wanted to get into the American company, but at the time like my English wasn't that good, you know. So I had to find a job at like restaurant, but restaurant job was it's
pretty good.
Was okay.
So you never have you been to South Korea?
Yeah, I did.
You did? How long have you lived there?
I had been there 6 years.
Really? So you come here and then you went back to
South
South Korea? No, went back. It just like you visit there and then you liked it and you live there. And what do you do there?
I actually I went to Korean university. I mean like university in South Korea.
In Seoul.
So I graduated from university in South Korea.
Cool.
That's why it took like almost 6 years, right? And I came back to the US.
You came back to the US. I mean, South Korea, I went to South Korea this year. It was pretty nice and fun city. So why you come back to US?
First of all, I have a family here, so for me it's you know, it's better to live close to them too, so I can see them often. And then second reason was that I just there's a pros and cons, but I like American better.
You like America better? Because I never had experience with living in South Korea and other country from America. So I was thinking about going back to South Korea. I talked with my mom, and it's kind of strange to just randomly ask her question about like South Korea. So like I just curious like why you live there, and wasn't hard for living in South Korea?
Yeah, but I believe like every place, you know, if you don't work hard, then you know
it'll be hard.
Yeah, but I work and also I study full time. Yeah,
so you were work at On My Way to Meet You, the program, the South Korean TV show. They had this amazing
Moranbong Club.
Yeah, Moranbong Club and Imanga On My Way to Meet You. Like there's like a program of like TV show. So like all North Koreans there, and then talk about their life stories and trying to like understanding other people. So you were there too, right? I was there too, but you were there like many times, right?
Yeah, Moranbong Club. I was actually panel. Like first time I was a guest, but after that I was a panel all the time there.
So like how long have you worked with them?
I'm not really sure, but more than 1 year, 1.5 years, I guess.
Wow, that's amazing. That's very cool. Yeah, I think they closed the Moranbong Club and Imangap. Imangap changed to something different names, but I don't watch like that shows. When I was like high school in America, I watched through a lot of videos or TV shows about like their talk shows, but now these days I don't see them often, so I don't know what they're doing. But anyways, okay. So how do you feel about South Korea and in America?
How do I feel? So like first time when I went to South Korea, I felt like it's my hometown because
Yeah, me too, me too.
it's we speak the same language, and
The
so when I
culture's
arrived
the
at the
same.
airport, I saw the sign like "Welcome to Korea" in Korean. Wow, this is so nice, right?
I know.
And the food, of course, food is very nice, very delicious. So yeah, that's how really good. And then also I made some, also I met like nice friends, good friends in South Korea. So in 6 years actually, I had a really good time, and with the friends. And my school.
What are your favorite things in America?
Favorite things. There's a lot of things, so let me think.
Choose one best one.
But favorite thing in food or like what activity
Just
or
anything, just one for the best one.
best one.
That's hard.
This is more like a hobby, right? So I actually like reading. So I and then also I like drink coffee. So I like to actually go to coffee shop. That was my favorite hobby.
Oh, okay.
Especially in the morning, on the weekend, I go to coffee shop, bring my books, and then having morning coffee and
By yourself?
By myself.
Wow.
It's
You
very
enjoy it?
enjoyable. Yes.
You don't want to talk
I
with
really-
anyone. You just want to just enjoy yourself. Okay.
My time.
Your time. Okay. All right. I think that's all about it. And one more question. That's the last question. So, do you miss about friends in North Korea?
Of course.
Like the hometown and
I just miss people. Like I spend time with them. That never forgets, right? So every time, especially holidays, like I miss, tons. I really miss my friends and relatives.
all right. Thank you so much for answering all the questions what I have, and thank you so much for taking this video for me. And
Thank you, Evelyn,
Yeah.
for having me.
Yeah, it's an honor to be like invite you on my YouTube channel. So please go join her channel. So and if you enjoyed this video, plus the thumbs up button and subscribe and comment down below. So I will see you all next time. Okay, bye.